Hey, good morning. Good morning. Actually, it's afternoon. Hello. So I'm back. And I'm just going to do a quick video. Well, I don't know how quick it's going to be, but I'm giving you some serious time. So when you do log on, my precious ones, whether you're here live or watching the replay, make sure we have this conversation because I really want to invest in this group. I'm really having fun. I'm loving the interaction. You ladies are commenting. You are sharing this group, and I'm really getting some quality people coming to this group. I'm so excited. I am so excited about what's the magic that's going on in this group. So let's keep inviting and let's keep joining, because I am really giving you ladies premium stuff up in here, like stuff I wouldn't even share on my YouTube channel, which, God forgive me, I haven't really been on for a long time. I feel there's so much content on there that everybody can get busy with, and so much work that I want to do on different platforms. So juggling. Okay, so I might actually save these videos and upload them onto YouTube. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so we are talking today about how to be dumped like a pro. Now you're thinking, what the hell is she talking about? Okay. Okay, so one of the things that we have to accept as part of the dating and relationship spectrum, dating and relationship, those of you who want to date and those who are in a relationship, in a marriage, one of the things that we were never taught to do growing up or as we develop, we were not taught to embrace rejection as part of the relationship spectrum. We were taught to look at rejection as some form of like something missing from the inside of our soul. It's as a form of, there's something wrong with you. You are broken. You're uniquely broken, or there's something wrong with you. So that's why nobody wants to be around you. Now we have to be honest that people don't just reject other people for no reason. There is obviously something that you do, something you say, a pattern, a behavior that you exhibit that makes somebody say, you know what, I don't think this is right for me. And you could do that at any point in the dating and or relationship spectrum and cause somebody who has committed to you, who has loved you, who has chosen you, to back off and back away. Now, what I need you to understand is that thing that you do, it's either something that you're aware of, that you know you need to work on. If you're aware of it and you know you need to work on it, if somebody points it out to you, this is what you do, and you've heard that more than twice, because by the witness of 2 or 3 witnesses, that thing's established. So if you are in a relationship with one person and he says something and another person says something, then we have a problem, because what we have is a witness. That means we have a character flaw that perhaps you've heard, maybe you don't want to deal with it, you don't want to handle that, or you know, you say something, or there's a behavior that you do need to address, because we're constantly evolving, and becoming high value is the result of constant evolution, constantly moving from one state of glory to the next. So what I want us to be aware of and conscious of is that we are dumped for a reason. But sometimes, most times, a high value woman, not all the time, but most times, a high value woman will be rejected for the right reasons. She'll be rejected for her high standards. She'll be rejected for her high self-worth and high self-esteem. The things she will not tolerate, the things she will not entertain, the things she says no to, can cause a lot of people, men, to reject her. And that, my angels, is a good thing. And that's what I want to talk about today. Because what I find in my work, what I find on my channel, what I find in the feedback, what I find in my interactions with women from all over the world, is that we have got into a pattern of diminishing ourselves. And yesterday I spoke about your personal power. Yesterday I spoke about stepping into your personal power. And I'm developing on that, because one of the things that causes us to diminish ourselves, become low value, and we started off at a high level, we become low value, is that we begin to diminish our self-worth. We begin to diminish and compromise on the core values and the core most meaningful things to us, because we don't want to be rejected. Now, to set a standard, anytime you choose to set a standard, you must accept wholeheartedly, you must accept that the moment I set a standard is going to create a situation. And that situation is a situation where there is the possibility that somebody might reject you. Saying no to someone gives you your personal power, but it also has a repercussion. It has an effect on the other person. And that effect on that other person is not your responsibility. That is not for you to carry that burden. That effect, though, is something that you have to account for. You need to account for it in every situation. That when I say no, I stand to lose you. But losing you for all the right reasons is better than having you under conditions where I jeopardize my self-worth and my self-esteem, because, like I've already said, that is my currency. My bank has to be so full of self-esteem and self-worth that when I do meet that guy who is high value, high status, he's just gonna be like, whoa, this woman, she's all that. I mean, this woman will never, she's not like all the others, because he's gonna see your value in your bank account. He's gonna see, it's a bit like how wealth can be seen on somebody. Wealthy people, very rarely is it that some wealthy people will hide it. But even if they're wearing a t-shirt and trainers, you know that t-shirt is not one from, it's usually £1,000 t-shirt. Even though to the eye, I've worked in the high end of the beauty industry for a very long time in Knightsbridge and Notting Hill Gate with celebrities, etc. And one of the things you'll learn is that very, very, very wealthy people underplay it. They don't necessarily want people to see it. But if you have a trained eye, there is a knack for you to see, because we had to have this trained eye to see wealth. You will realize that, yeah, they're wearing a bit of a scrubby t-shirt and looking a bit scrubby, but that t-shirt is like 500 quid. You will just see there's something that you can't hide wealth from those with a trained eye. And the same thing that goes with your bank being full is that you can't hide self-esteem, you can't hide self-worth. It's in the way that you walk, the way that you talk. It oozes through your veins, it oozes through your skin like sweat. There's something that a man just smells it. He just smells that energy. He picks up that energy that this woman is high value. The reason it picks it up is because behind you are a lot of tough decisions that have been made. Behind you are a lot of rejected people and rejections that you have taken and held onto your standard. And every time somebody rejects you for being high value, for having a standard, for requiring to be treated a certain kind of way, in a ladylike way, as long as you're showing up as a lady, as long as that is the case and you lose along the way, what you gain is more equity in your bank account, more equity in your self-esteem and self-worth, and that equity reads as high value to the men around you. You have to understand that we are spirit, and that we engage with spirits before we engage with the framework that is encasing that spirit, the representative, the avatar. So the person that your eyes can see is the avatar of my spirit. I used to say to a friend, I was talking to a friend, I was saying, I started this YouTube channel, and it's always astounding to me that when it's always astounding to me that when I do videos, people always comment on my spirit. They always say, gosh, you're so loving, you're so kind, you have this. Every time somebody sends me a compliment about my videos, it's always speaking into my warmth and my heart. And I always think, how do you see that through the screen? Because the reality of it, whether it's through a screen, on the road, in the shops, your spirit, My spirit will pick up your spirit, and I will know the content of your spirit. I just won't be able necessarily to process it if I'm not a tuned in person. If I'm not tuned into my spirit, if I'm not tuned in to the realms of the spirit, I will not be able to necessarily pick it up and interpret it as anything, but I will have picked it up. And I've always been accused by guys like, oh gosh, you know, when I met you, I just thought this is one girl that is hard to get. Like, you have to be one hell of a man to talk to that girl. Now, why? It's because that standard that I hold, that I keep, already speaks for me. I don't have to. Now, what I know is that standard has made many guys not come and talk to me. That standard has made many guys say, you know what, I can't be with you, and reject me. That standard has even got me ghosted, because a man has taken me out for dinner thinking, oh, she's, you know, a nice girl, I can just get by, realize that this girl is proper, has substance, and he's just thought I'm out of my league, right? There is, you have to accept that being high value comes with the dumping, it comes with the ghosting, and to not allow that to speak into your value, to not allow that to speak into your choices, to not allow that to cripple you and paralyze you when you're making a choice. Because speaking your truth and walking in your truth and being somebody who has standards, who has values, who knows what she wants and what she deserves, means that not everybody can meet that mark. So what happens when somebody dumps you? How are you supposed to deal with it? The moment you accept that everybody has a right to their no, that is when your personal power begins to increase. You see, the key to life is give and it shall come back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That is a scripture that says give and it will come back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That is not just in reference to cash or money. It's in reference to everything. The moment I give you the right to reject me, the moment I give you free will and the free right, without giving you any emotional guilt, without punishing you, without treating you some kind of way because you don't want to be with me, or because the standard I've set is not good enough, or because I'm a moron, maybe I've done something ridiculous and you don't want to be a part of it, and I give you with a free heart the right to reject me, to the right to not have to be with me, the right to walk away if this relationship is not serving you, and do that with grace, what I'm doing is paving a way for me to be able to step into my no and receive the same grace, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You see, when you give others the grace, what you do is you're taking much back. I need us to understand that giving is a spiritual principle. Whenever you give something, you get it back 100-fold. So when you allow other people to walk in their personal power, whether it's in business, your children, anybody that you're in a relationship, when you give them the power to walk in their power, when you give them permission and the right to walk in their power, what happens is you begin to give yourself more and more permission to walk in your power. You begin to give yourself more of a right to walk in your power, and more confidence to walk in your power, and more confidence to say no, because you afford other people the right all the time. Now, the moment you get into a place where you're comfortable with people saying no to you, your children saying no to you, your friends saying no to you, your boss saying no to you, you don't have to like it, you don't have to accept it, you don't have to agree with it, but what you do have to do is respect it. And giving people the respect and saying, you know what, I don't like you saying no, I'm not happy with you saying no, but you have every right to say it. So I'm just going to be gracious and let you go ahead and do whatever it is that you need to do. Or I don't like it and it makes me very uncomfortable, but it is your right and I respect your right to make that decision and to make that choice. Once you give other people the right to do that, then you're already on a level that is way higher than every other woman, every other person in the world. Because then you know how to deal with dumping like a pro. Okay. When somebody says to you, you know what, I don't think this is working out for me, the instinct and the nature of one who doesn't walk in their power, let other people walk in their power, is to refuse to be dumped. Is, oh, why would you do that? But I love you, and you know, you hurt me after all I've done for you. And we get into guilt tripping, or we bully them, or we try all manner of ways of getting them to change their minds. Instead of honoring their yes, we actually begin to lose them. Whenever I get somebody asking me, oh, my boyfriend wants space, or he said we shouldn't be together, What shall I do? The only thing you can do is allow yourself to be dumped like a pro. What you do is say to them, thank you so much for your honesty. I appreciate you being so honest. That means the world to me. I really want you to be happy. And so, you know, I really think you should take this space. I think it's a great idea. It's a great idea for you to take your space, and for me to also take this opportunity to take my space. Chengi, I don't want to be with you anymore. I just feel like you're not the woman for me. Thank you so much for letting me know. Actually, you might be right. I'm so glad that you've come to that realization. And actually, as you say that, it's become clear to me that you're not the man for me either. Because I want somebody who wants to be here. I want somebody who wants to make me happy, somebody who wants to please me. And if that is difficult for you to do, then you're definitely not the man for me. And let me tell you something. This is the magic that will happen. The magic that will happen is the other person won't be so sure that they want to say goodbye anymore. They're not going to be so sure. Because in that moment, you have let them know that they have a right, that you respect their right, but that you are never hanging on to them to define your destiny. And there's no one sexier than a person that doesn't need you. A person that wants you is very sexy, but a person that doesn't need you is even sexier. Because to be able to say, you know what, I want you, but I don't need you, is the most high value thing. It's okay. It's okay to be dumped. It's okay to be dumped because you're doing the right thing. If you're being dumped because of an area of your life that you refuse to handle, if you're being dumped because of an area of your life that many people have come and said, this is an issue. You know it's an issue. You've been working on it, but you're not working on it. Sometimes you work on it, sometimes you don't work on it. You don't even want to work on it, whatever the story is. If you know that, then you are self-sabotaging. You are putting yourself in a situation where you're self-sabotaging. And that's something that you actually need to work on and deal with. Because if you are aware of an issue that causes people to reject you and you continue to do it, then you are in a self-sabotage pattern, in which case you really need to look deeply into a lot of things. So I've created an ebook that will soon be called Soulmate Attraction System. And I'm going to put the link in the comment section. And I want you to download that because that will help you navigate your way through what is really going on with you. I'm also working on the Soulmate Attraction System course, where I will create a course where you can self-coach yourself through a lot of these things. So this is stuff that I would do with my clients one-to-one, but I'm so keen to get this message to help as many. I remember when I was a dating disaster. Yes, I was. And everywhere that I went to for help, there was always this huge price tag. And I used to feel some kind of way like, damn, I'll never be able to afford this help. But there were always those people that would sell the information or give the information at a price that I could afford. So it started off with me buying courses for like 50 quid. And then eventually I was able to really sign up for bigger courses, etc. But those little courses changed my mindset so much that I was able to upgrade. And when you upgrade, you attract what you are. You attract into your life, money-wise, relationship-wise, where you are, who you are. So as my being began to evolve, so did my income. But I had to invest at the level that I could. So it is my goal to make sure that I create levels of investment where people can access my work and access the help that they need at different levels. So this is why I'm creating this course, because I've written a book that really, at any level, you can afford to read that book, because it will totally change your life. Position for I Do, How God Positions Mr. Right When You Live With Power and Purpose. You can get that from my website, chengisworld.co.uk. You can also get the course will be, there as well for you soon, or you can hire me to work with you one-on-one. But if you find yourself in a self-sabotaging pattern, this is something you need to deal with. If you know that you're in a relationship and then you behave a certain kind of way and you know that's going to put somebody off and you keep doing it, we have an issue. But this video was really about people who are getting rejected, who are not getting as many dates as they would like to because their standards are high. Now we're going to talk about unrealistic standards maybe in one of the videos, because there's a difference between high standards and unrealistic standards. And we're going to be talking about that soon, hopefully. So remind me, because sometimes I make up these topics while I'm talking to you and then I forget. So I hope this video was useful, and I will see you soon on my next video, my next live. So make sure you watch it, comment, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye now.